It's 2:17 a.m. A phone screen lights up a dark room. Someone had planned to sleep early tonight. That was the intention, but somehow they're still awake. Scrolling, refreshing, watching one more video, then another. The body feels tired, but the mind feels strangely restless. A new tab opens, then closes. Messages are checked again, even though nothing new has arrived. And in that quiet moment, a familiar thought appears. Why am I so lazy? But neuroscience suggests something interesting. What if the question itself is wrong? What if the real issue isn't laziness at all? What if the brain is simply overloaded? Consider someone like Daniel. Not the loud, hyper-motivated personality people often celebrate online. Daniel was the quieter kind of ambitious. The kind who wrote plans in notebooks. The kind who believed discipline could solve most problems. For years, that belief worked. But recently, something shifted. His mornings begin with an alarm, then a quick glance at notifications, a headline, a message, a short video. Breakfast happens while scrolling continues. By midday, something feels off. The brain already feels heavy. Emails seem exhausting. Small tasks suddenly feel larger than they should. Daniel opens a document to start working. 5 minutes later, he's checking social media again. Not because he consciously decided to, but because something inside keeps pulling his attention away. Meanwhile, the online world looks perfect. Someone launched a startup. Someone bought a new car. Someone else appears to have the perfect body, the perfect life. And slowly, quietly, a dangerous internal story begins forming. Maybe everyone else is moving forward. Maybe he's the one falling behind. Maybe he's just lazy. But research into mental health and cognitive performance tells a different story. Daniel isn't unusual. Millions of people experience the same invisible fatigue. And modern neuroscience suggests something important. The human brain simply wasn't designed for this level of stimulation. Inside the brain is a chemical messenger called dopamine. Many people think dopamine is just the pleasure chemical, but scientists have found something more precise. Dopamine is strongly connected to motivation and anticipation. It helps drive curiosity. It pushes humans to seek solutions, explore new ideas, and pursue goals. Thousands of years ago, this system helped humans survive, finding food, solving problems, building tools. Each small success triggered a modest dopamine signal. The brain interpreted that signal as a message. This behavior matters, repeated. But the modern environment is very different. Today, dopamine can be triggered almost instantly. Notifications, short-form videos, gaming rewards, online shopping, endless streams of information. Each one creates a small spike of stimulation. Research suggests that when the brain receives too many dopamine spikes, something protective happens. The brain begins to adapt. Scientists call this dopamine desensitization. In simple terms, the brain lowers its sensitivity. It becomes harder for ordinary activities to trigger motivation. Things that once felt engaging begin to feel dull. Work becomes harder to start. Focus becomes fragile. This doesn't mean the brain is broken. More often, it simply means the brain has been overstimulated. And another biological system quietly joins the picture: the body's stress response. When stimulation and pressure remain constant all day, the body releases cortisol. Cortisol is the primary stress hormone. In small bursts, it's extremely helpful. It sharpens awareness. it prepares the body to react. But when stress signals remain active all day, the brain begins to tire. Over time, this affects an important region called the prefrontal cortex. This area handles decision-making, focus, planning, impulse control. When dopamine signals become chaotic and stress remains elevated, the prefrontal cortex struggles to maintain clarity. The result can feel a strange mix of mental fatigue, procrastination, and restlessness. Not laziness, but something closer to cognitive overload. There is also a third factor many people overlook: the circadian rhythm. This is the brain's internal 24-hour clock. It regulates sleep quality, hormone balance, and daily energy patterns. Late-night screens, irregular sleep, and constant stimulation can confuse this rhythm. The brain never fully resets, so the next morning begins with less mental clarity, and the cycle quietly repeats. Soft tone. If this pattern sounds familiar, you might pause for a moment and reflect. And if it resonates, you could simply comment the word aware. One evening, Daniel noticed something unusual. He felt exhausted, but he also couldn't focus. So he tried something simple. Instead of forcing productivity, he stepped outside. No headphones, no phone, just a quiet walk through the evening streets. At first, the brain resisted. Silence can feel uncomfortable when the mind is used to constant stimulation. But after about 20 minutes, something changed. His breathing slowed. His thoughts began to settle. And ideas started appearing again. The same brain that felt lazy an hour ago suddenly felt clearer. That moment reveals something powerful. Motivation doesn't come from more stimulation. It comes from balanced stimulation. The nervous system operates through two major modes: the sympathetic system, which activates alertness and stress, and the parasympathetic system, which promotes calm and recovery. Modern life keeps many people trapped in the first mode: alerts, information, comparison. But the brain requires quiet periods of recovery to restore dopamine balance and support nervous system optimization. Without that recovery, the brain begins conserving energy. And that conservation can feel exactly like laziness. But in reality, it's protection. The encouraging part is that small changes can support dopamine balance and mental health. These insights are educational, not medical advice. And anyone experiencing severe or persistent symptoms should consult a qualified health professional. Still, research suggests several habits that can help regulate the nervous system and improve cognitive performance. First, morning light exposure. Within the first hour after waking, natural sunlight helps reset the circadian rhythm. Studies indicate that morning light supports healthy dopamine and cortisol cycles throughout the day. Even 10 minutes outdoors can help improve sleep quality and energy regulation. Second, digital boundaries. The brain does not easily distinguish between meaningful alerts and meaningless ones. Reducing unnecessary notifications or creating short phone-free periods allows dopamine levels to stabilize. You might think of this as protecting your mental bandwidth. Third, consistent sleep timing. Sleep is when the brain recalibrates dopamine receptors and clears accumulated stress hormones. Regular sleep and wake times strengthen circadian rhythm stability. Fourth, brief low-stimulation breaks. Not extreme digital detoxes, just small pauses. A quiet walk. Journaling. Sitting without stimulation. These moments allow the nervous system to reset. And finally, simple breath work. Slow, steady breathing sends safety signals to the nervous system.
Even 1 minute of calm breathing can lower cortisol and restore focus. Small adjustments, but often powerful ones. So perhaps the real question was never, why am I lazy? A more useful question might be, what environment is the brain operating in? Human minds evolved for curiosity, for creativity, for meaningful challenge, not for endless stimulation and constant comparison. When dopamine balance begins to stabilize, when the nervous system finally feels safe again, motivation often returns on its own. Not forced, but natural. And if this perspective shifted how you understand your mind, consider subscribing and continuing this journey towards clearer thinking and stronger mental health.